Domlink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. Guys, doing well. Having a wonderful day on this 21st February 2025. The sun is still high in the back of us. How much percent? 28%. Shit. I'm not gonna be able to make a lot of videos. Well, that's okay. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out, people. Today's video is actually super cool. I've been, I don't know why, I've been pushed into the Kingdom Hearts TikTok, right? And Kingdom Hearts, as you can tell, we made videos of Kingdom Hearts, how much it meant to us, the whole entire history of Kingdom Hearts. You should possibly watch this video because I'm not going to repeat myself. Basically speaking, Kingdom Hearts was my first love as a gaming. So it's funny, my first love as a gaming was was Zelda, was Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Yellow. But that was a game that I couldn't speak because it was in English, right? Kingdom Hearts was a game that came in when I started learning English. So one of the first games that I could understand, speaking fluently English. So super important to me. And I was talking about characters, and I'm talking about characters, and I was remembering thing. And Kingdom Hearts has a very complex, very complex story. But then I saw a TikTok, and it was actually a really good concept for a video. The link between the character, a little bit of Crystal Light, and MX13. No, it's not MX13. I don't know what it's called, and I don't know what the bottle is. So, whoopsie daisy. I don't know what the bottle is. What the fuck? That's a weird one. I need it for later on. Give me a sec, guys. Fuck. No, that's not good. Ah. There you go. This one. Cool. So, we have the classical Sora Venti Ventus. I was calling him Venti because if you play the game Bird by Sleep, you know what I'm talking about. Talk about Kairi, Naimine, talk about Axel, Roxas, right? And I want to talk about my two favorites. My two favorite is Roxas and Axel, and my two favorites are Riku and Terra. Now, the reason why we're focusing on these two relationship, and I'm gonna make one video instead of two, is because they're not main characters; they're side characters, and they're the most well written bond. Now, I could be adding Sion, but Sion, there's always this pretense of was she real, was she not real. Like when you see Namine, yes, she's real, she's a real character, but Namine was a nobody. Ooh, 5,556, dude. Crazy. 121B, are you kidding me? 121B, are you kidding me? That is nuts. That is nuts, bro. I also have to check out this. So because we're doing a triple H at the same time. And then we have a tournament. So we have to focus on a tournament. 442. Okay, I'm gonna be okay, but still. Not losing my mind, everything will be fine. So Namine exists because she's the nobody of Kairi, and I do like Namine as a character, as much as I love Sora as a characters, and I love how much but you see, I don't think it would be possible to make I don't think it would be possible to make a video with Roxas and. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Let's add it. Let's add Sora and Riku. Okay. So the first one I'm gonna do Terra and Riku, just by chronological. So Terra and Riku. Then I'm gonna go with possibly Roxas and Axel, right? And then I'm gonna come back with Riku and Sora. Just a pleasure because Kingdom Hearts suffers from a very complex story. Kingdom Hearts suffers from a very complex narrative. Kingdom Hearts suffer from a possibly too much narrative. However, the chemistry between the characters is actually quite easy to understand. I want to see if I have enough batteries. We're good. And the first one we had was Terra and Riku. Now, Terra and Riku, we can see we're gonna talk about the genesis of the relationship. Please understand that this is a by memories, right? I haven't played Kingdom Hearts in 2 years. The fun fact is one of my first playthrough streaming was Kingdom Hearts. So Terra, the first relationship that he had with Riku is he went to Destiny Island, and he touched Riku, not that way. But he touched Riku and by touching Riku, is like, yo, you're gonna be a good Keyblade older, a Keyblade master, because he saw in Riku the potential to be a great Keyblade master, right? And what is extremely funny with this one is it's not exactly clear. It's not exactly clear why he saw so much potential in Riku. Not exactly clear what he saw in Riku, but it's like, yeah, you're great. You'll be a great Keyblade master. Now, a lot of people say that young Riku was very similar to Roxas. To Ventus, I don't know. I think Ventus was more similar to Sora, but that's up to interpretation. Now, the coolest thing with that is this is the quintessence, this is the genesis of Kingdom Hearts. So Kingdom Hearts starts with Sora being a character on an island, having a friend with his friend. Now somebody opened the door of darkness. Because somebody opened the door of darkness, Sora is chosen to be the Keyblade Master. Now, personally, I don't know if it was confirmed, because again, it's so convoluted, it's so complex, it's so out of my memory, right? So I actually don't know, but what I can tell is that Ken Barbie. I don't know why I said that. What I can tell is that Sora, Riku, and Kairi were all chosen Keyblade Master, and they were all there for a reason. So, for example, right, when you see Kairi, we first see her in Twilight Town, right, and she's put there. We don't know where Riku is from, we don't know where Sora is from, but Kairi, we know where she's from because we see her as a kid in Twilight Town. Or Radiant Town, I don't remember. But it's in Bird by Sleep, and Aqua is the one that gave her the power to be a Keyblade Master. There's a lot of people, myself included, that believe that they've been put there because they were being protected from the darkness, because there was no Heartless in those worlds. What I believe is the Keyblade was supposed to go to Riku. The chosen Keyblade Master that day was Riku, but Riku was nowhere to be found, so the next choice in line was Sora, and this is why Sora, the Keyblade, chose him. Now, what is actually really, really cool about the first game is there's possibly a couple hours in the game where you think that Sora is the chosen one, but then I remember that you fight Cerberus in the world of Olympus, which is the second world that you visit. So the first one is Alice in Wonderland, the second world is Colosseum, right? And then if you lose to Cerberus, there's a special cutscene where Mickey will help you, and Mickey has a Keyblade. So there's no intent of you're the chosen one, you're one of the chosen one, right? Now, ultimately speaking, I did not like this in the Kingdom Hearts 2. My only complaint at the end, everybody has a Keyblade. Oh, fucking Roxas has a Keyblade. Fucking Riku has a Keyblade. Kairi has a Keyblade. Mickey has a Keyblade. Sora has a Keyblade. Axel has a Keyblade. And it was like, dude, you're supposed to make me feel special for being the hero, being the main character. But let's come back to Riku and Terra. So Riku gets absorbed by darkness right away, and the reality to that is actually quite simple. So this is by memories. So what I think happened is Kairi is one of the 7 princesses of darkness. So basically, they're princesses that have such a pure heart, that when they're put together, they're opening Kingdom Heart in the first one. So right away, he gets swallowed by darkness. And I think what happened is she also see Maleficent. She see that there's darkness, and Riku's like, oh, we can use him. So he follows Kairi into a dark hole. And again, Sora. The funny thing with Sora is the classic MC of Final Fantasy. Which I'm late to the party. I'm late to the event, right? So what is funny with that is like, okay, well, we kind of miss a lot of things that's going on. What ended up happening here, which was phenomenal, which Riku, because he followed, my favorite thing about Riku and Sora, not Kairi, sorry, but in Birth by Sleep, and that's why Kingdom Hearts were my favorite series. I didn't like the third one, I'm sorry. I didn't like Dream of Distance, I'm sorry. But you see, in the first one, it's actually a big part of the plot. So in Birth by Sleep, it's a big part of the plot. Who goes first? So the first one is Terra, the second one is Ventus, and this last one is Aqua. And because of that, you're supposed to play in order of Terra, Ventus, and Aqua. That's the supposed order of the game, right? So Riku, because he left earlier, right, he had a completely different sideline of Sora. And what I like about Riku is my favorite character in Kingdom Hearts. My favorite character. I think his character solidified himself and the Chain of Memories. Now, I'll be completely honest and say that I preferred the GBA version of Chain of Memories versus the. I prefer the GBA version. It was just a more fun game. It was a much funner game. And Riku Quest was so good. Riku Quest was the memory. And the memory was to find again. And it's so cool. It is so cool with Chain of Memories, but I'm gonna keep on going with Terra. I take a strategy. Oh my god. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna do it like that. Okay, by chronological order. So the funniest thing with Sora and Riku, they were both the friend of Kairi. Namine being the friend, the nobody of Kairi had the memories of Kairi's friend, so she wanted to have Riku and Sora, and she knew that she had to take a certain path with Riku, and she knew that she had to take a certain path with Sora. Now, the great thing, the great thing is Xehanort was the one that said to Terra, you need to embrace darkness to save your friend, right? Riku was so bad Maleficent, you need to embrace darkness to help your friend. Now, the funny thing is with Riku is he has a weapon that can kill Heartless, but we don't know if it's a Kingdom Key. We don't know if it's a Keyblade. We don't know what it is. It's one of the only weapon in the story to be able to kill Heartless. Now, technically speaking, this is not true. Technically speaking, it is actually very complex. Technically speaking, Donald Magic could kill the Heartless. Technically speaking, Goofy Shield could not kill the Heartless. The Goofy Shield can weaken the Heartless and then sort of kills them. So that's kind of cool. So Riku goes in and he embraces darkness. And at the end, it's a shame because we don't really see Riku, what happened to Riku. But we just see that he embraced darkness, and then he eventually become Ansem. Now, there's a part of us that understand that Riku was possessed by Ansem in Kingdom Hearts 1, right? But we also saw a fully formed Ansem at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. Now, what I believe happened is Xehanort saw the same potential as Riku that he did with Terra, and he wanted to make him a Xehanort clone. So once again, so the story of Kingdom Hearts is that there's a Keyblade War, which is the Soldier of Light versus the Soldier of Darkness. And actually, this is actually really well put. So the way they put it, which is really incredible, is what they'll do is they'll say, hey, and the Bird by Sleep, which is the first game, they talk about the Keyblade War, right? And then at the very end, we'll talk about the Keyblade War once again. Now, the greatest thing about this is the very first scene of Bird by Sleep, and this is why Kingdom Hearts is a masterpiece. The very first scene of Kingdom Hearts 3 is a scene between Ventus, Aqua, and Terra. The very second scene is a scene between Xehanort and Ericus. Ericus, which is a master. And again, I've talked about this. I feel like this was formed as a sort of very similar to the Sith and the Jedi. So the Sith and the Jedi, we're seeing somebody as strong as Count Deku. Deku was the master of Qui-Gon Jinn. He was a teacher of Qui-Gon Jinn, and he became a Sith, right? Which is, Qui-Gon Jinn is possibly the one most balanced in the Force. Forget about Anakin, forget about Obi-Wan, forget about Yoda, forget about Master Saidu. He was the one. Mace Windu, he was the one. Qui-Gon Jinn was the one. He listened to the Force. He had a special talent for the Force, right? And a lot of people, they would have found Anakin, and they were like, no, he's not special. They would have left him on planet Tatooine. This is Star Wars. This is a different story. This is the subject of the video, of one of the videos today. So what ended up happening, which is really cool, is that they saw Riku as possibly, so the seven warrior are whom? The seven warriors are King Mickey, they're Sora, they're Riku, they're Leah, which is Axel. Leah is complicated. It's very complicated, but we're gonna talk about it. And Leah and Roxas and Axel. Leah, which is Axel. Axel is a nobody because Axel was able to get his heart back. He was back to become a Leah, and Leah was a Keyblade master. Well, the Keyblade user that became a Keyblade master because he had this path of waking, I guess. And that's I think what it is, but I don't remember. So with this, again, ADHD, I'm sorry. What is really cool here is we have two last one, which is Kairi and I believe Terra, and it's been a while, guys. I think it's Terra, Aqua, I think it's Sora, Riku, Mickey, I think it's Leah and Kairi. 7. And then Xehanort is able to reproduce himself. He's able to, kind of like in Harry Potter or Horcrux, he's able to infect people with his mind. So the first one he infected is Terra. The second one he infected is, I don't remember, but basically what happened is, the coolest thing is, Ansem, when you fuck him up, you realize that he's the heartless version of Xehanort, which is a master in the first game, right? So like, holy shit, I know that guy from the first game, right? And that's actually quite nice that they do that. Then Xehanort ends up corrupting a lot of people, and they become his pawns, right? Now, what is the beautiful thing in there is Xehanort represents the Sith, the other represent the good force, but what is the craziest thing is in the beginning we had this, and then in the beginning of the third one, which was supposed to be the last one. I don't know what they're doing in Kingdom Hearts 4. The third one was supposed to be the end. I think they want more money, but who am I to say no? But I had a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, but I had a little bit more water, I think, because this is very potent. We put in some crystal light and we put in some energy powder for energy drinks. It is way too potent. So, that being said, okay, Ericus. Yeah, so when you see them and they said, oh, they believe in the Kingdom of Hearts, they believe the door in darkness, and talk about who's gonna win, the light or the darkness, right? And it's actually cool because this is the beginning of Xehanort being the bad guy. Then what ended up happening is Ericus also is killed because he's blinded by light, right? So Terra see that, and Terra is the one that kills Ericus by mistake, and that's when he becomes a good guy again. So Terra walks the path of darkness. We come out of the path, walk the path of darkness. Now, in both cases, and the video is about the parallel between the two, right? So Riku believes that he's saving Kairi. Now, the fun thing about Riku is he believes that he has to save Kairi no matter what. He's going to sacrifice every single world they come in. He's like he's going to put in trouble. He's going to be the one to put in the shit. So, you know what? Fuck this world. I need Kairi. Which is kind of weird but valiant at the same time. I don't know how I feel about it. So that's actually pretty cool. Then we have another case of it's Riku, Kairi. What was the other case? It's been a while, guys. Okay, so Riku ends up finding Kairi, and the greatest thing about Riku is he becomes Xehanort, right? And at the end, he's able to go back to being Riku, and he's able to heal his heart and being back to being Riku, which again it becomes the Keyblade Master. Just like Terra at the very end is able to become. Now the greatest thing about Terra, the greatest thing about Terra is just to show you how strong Terra was. Terra was too late; he got corrupted by Xehanort. Now the trick to see it. You got yellow eyes. Now, if you know the Sith, if you know Revenge of the Sith, you know that Anakin had red eyes, yellow eyes at the end. So kind of like a little something similar, isn't it? Cool. So the two of them, they were able to walk the path of darkness, and that's cool because Riku was the one to be chosen by Terra, right? So we don't know if Terra saw himself in Riku, right? Now, my favorite part, which is Axel and Roxas. Those two are my favorite characters. Terra and Riku, what I like about those two is what I like about those two is we're gonna make a long video, so I'm warning you guys. What I like about those two is they're kind of walking a similar path, right? You know what? Fuck you. We're gonna with Sora and Roxas. I'm sorry, and then we'll do Roxas and Axel at the very end because it's my favorite. Now, in the sense of Sora and Riku, what I love about them is they're the same as Master Ericus and they're the same as Riku. Master Ericus was believing in light, Sora believing in light. Master Xehanort is like, oh, to get what I want is to be a my apologies, is to be in darkness. Now, I am a huge fan of Naruto, as you can tell by my tattoo, right? So Naruto, we have two descendants. We have a descendant from Madara, or the descendant from Indra, and the descendant from another one. I don't remember, but they're both path and they're both descendants. So it's like if the present Master Ericus was Sora and the present Xehanort was Riku, and Riku was inches away from becoming a really bad guy. Now, who saved Riku? It was Kairi. It wasn't Sora. It was Kairi. Now, the greatest thing about it is Riku is willing to put in the work. He's willing to put in to walk the path of darkness. The coolest thing with Riku is there's no demise. There's no stopping what he is. Now, with the path, and it's funny because before I said that, oh, Riku was like, fuck you to the world, I want to look at Kairi. He didn't really destroy the world, but he didn't save the people. He could have saved the people. Now, Sora is like, no, I have to save the people, right? But if he was later on, he could have. That's the sad part. It's the sad part because you know how many people have the Keyblade, right? So they could have wakened Kairi, push her to be a Keyblade master, use a Keyblade to open the door of darkness, right? They just needed Sora, right? And it's so cool because Riku, why is my favorite character is because of a very specific scene in the intro of. No, it's a very specific scene in the intro of Kingdom Hearts 1. It's a very specific scene in the intro from Season 2, from Kingdom Hearts 2. So in the first scene, what Riku does is he's on the beach, and he put his hand like this, come with me, Sora, and you see a wave behind him. and Sora's trying to reach him, trying to save him, right? Which the wave is the darkness that swallows up Riku. Now, if you really know what happened, Riku ends up on the I don't remember what it is, but it's like a beach of darkness, which is where Aqua ends up, and this is I don't remember what it is, but that's actually quite an important part, which I forgot, which sucks. But that could also be seen as that. And the second one, we're seeing the same scene, but this time Riku is wearing the uniform of Ansem, right? So that's actually really cool too. Now, in this case, oh, so it's 5 o'clock already. 5 o'clock. What the fuck? Okay, so I'm gonna have to go. Because we have to work out. I'm at 14% already. Let's finish this video. We have time. So that being said, a lot of that being said, the coolest thing here is that we have the coolest thing here is that we have Sora, who actually, the fact that Riku was able to walk the path of lightness, path of darkness, made him a Keyblade master. Now a lot of people think that because Sora became a Heartless, he wasn't able to become a master, but I don't know, because Sora's choice to become a Heartless was his personal choice. But then did they give up on being a master because of that? Right? We don't know. So it's actually quite special. Oh, smells like fucking delicious, dude. And I feel like this is a bit of a sadness, because I want it to be... See, Sora not being the Keyblade Master kind of take away from the characters. And yes, so it's kind of stupid, because Sora not being able to walk the path of being a master is the reason from Dream Drop Distance, is the reason why we're doing this story, right? But we don't get it. At the end, you see, even Sora, and this is what I love about Sora and Riku. Riku was able to get all of his strength from darkness. Now Sora in the first game is able to get his strength from his friends, right? From the power of his heart, right? Which is enough. Now in the second game, we're getting final form, we're getting second form, we're getting the first form, the goofy form, the anti form, which is heartless. We get the Donald form, and the master form, which is both of them, right? Now what's cool with Riku is he doesn't have that. So Sora has been helped. It's like again with Naruto. Naruto he's been helped with everybody, and when at the very end he does a Rasengan, which is an attack that recovers chakra, and you see that everybody that he loved helped him. And then you got Sasuke, who I can't attack with a Shidori. Shidori, the same scene, but this time there's only one person that helps him, and that's his brother, right? So it's the same thing as Riku, which is really, really, really cool. I love the duality between the two. I love the different paths. I like the fact that they're both amazing character. I think a lot of people prefer Sora. I prefer Riku. Now, lastly, because we have to go, we got Roxas and Axel. Now, the greatest thing about Roxas and Axel is it's the complete opposite. So the coolest thing with Roxas, I'm gonna have to go with the complete story of Roxas. So what ends up happening is in the second game we introduce the Nobodies. The Nobodies is when somebody has lost their heart to darkness, they become a shell. The shell are this nobody. Now there's something called the Organization 13. The Organization 13 are a bunch of people that are willing, that they want to have their heart back. So what they're doing is they're going after the Kingdom Hearts, right? So in the first game, the Kingdom Hearts was a way to get to the Door of Darkness. In the second game, it is a way to get their heart back. However, they're just pawns. They're just being manipulated by Xehanort that wants to get the Kingdom Hearts, right? Now, the Kingdom Hearts is, I think it's used to create the X-Blade, which is the fusion in between Roxas and between Ventus. No, not Ventus. It's Ventus and Xemnas, right? Xemnas, which is also Ansem. Now, fun fact about Roxas is if you take the letter and you turn around, it's Sora. And if you look at the Xemnas and you look at it and you turn the table around, right, it becomes Ansem. Xemnas, Ansem, Sora, Roxas, right? You get it? Cool. Now, the coolest thing with this is one of those characters that's Leah, right? Now, the coolest thing that Bird by Sleep ever did was to come out. And I'm gonna be an asshole for that. But the coolest thing that's 9% shit. Hurry up, Inky. The coolest thing that Bird by Sleep did was coming out after the second one. So we had the Organization 13, and they had a character. For example, we had Leah being super cool, and then right away Ventus befriends Leah, and then we know that Ventus is Sora, and that Sora is Roxas, so they befriend each other. Now, Axel is a kind of complicated characters. Axel betrays Organization 13, right? He betrays them the first time because of the Castle Oblivion. The Oblivion is the chain of memories. So what ended up happening is a bunch of people are like, fuck Xehanort, want a Kingdom Heart for herself, want to get power. So a lot of those people, which is really, 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 really cool. A lot of those nobody, they have this quest for getting their heart back. A lot of those nobodies want the power of the Kingdom Hearts. So like fuck my heart, I just want to get power, right? And one of them is Luxia. Now Luxia apparently had a sister. I don't know about that because that was a part of the mobile game, and I didn't play the mobile game. They can suck a dick. So what ended up happening is Xehanort told Leah, told Axel, go investigate. So Leah comes in. But then there's something that happens. Leah becomes quite... It kind of becomes like disamused with the principle of Kingdom Hearts. And his mind is like, I don't really need a heart. And his mind is, fuck those guys for Oblivion, I don't need power, right? Axel as a beautiful character because when he started Sorby, he's kind of depressed. 5%. What I'm going to do? 5%. I'm going to get you guys here. And I'm going to hope for the best. So we're going to have to hurry, but I'm going to charge the phone. So you're going to see a completely different position, but I don't really have a choice. Oh, come on in, come on. Fucking phone. There you go. Please. 5%. Okay, we're good. I know it's hard. I know it's going to be different, but we're going to do the best with what we have. Don't you mind? It's completely uncharging and decharging. Okay, so with Axel, you kind of see him depressed. When you're depressed, you don't feel a thing, which is what fuels nobodies. Now, the best thing about Axel, Axel is easily my favorite character, except for Riku. Riku is my favorite character because Riku is in every single game. Axel is not in every single game. So the nicest thing that happened with Axel is he didn't feel a thing, right? Because that's complicated. This is a really hard part to understand from Kingdom Hearts. It's a really, really hard part to understand from Kingdom Hearts. It's one of the hardest part to understand. So Axel didn't feel because he was convincing himself like he couldn't feel, right? He convinced himself that he couldn't feel. And he was the one guy out of the nobody that could feel a thing. Right now, why is Axel able to feel? Well, Axel has a powerful heart to become a Kingdom Heart, right? And because he was able to feel things, right? He was able to feel things, so he was able to feel things, right? And that's why he was so disamused with the organization, didn't believe in them. Now, he met another person, which is Roxas. Roxas was also able to feel things. Now, Roxas able to feel things because he can hold a Keyblade, which means his heart is actually really strong, right? So they meet each other and become really close friends. And then he's seen Roxas feeling things. And the best thing about this is in the 358.2 games, it's a fucking amazing game. And I should have played. I didn't play it, which I don't know why I didn't play it, but it's an amazing fucking game. I'm going to be playing Kingdom Hearts soon. I hope so. I miss it a lot. And in 358 game, a game that I played only once. I'm telling you guys, honestly, I only played it once. Now, why? I don't think there's a reason as to why, but we only played it once, and that's my fault. So one thing happening is, in 358 days, Roxas start becoming he's a shell when he starts. He doesn't have he doesn't have anything. But the reason as to why is because he's Sora nobody and Sora is still alive. So usually they're shells, right? But in this case, Sora was able to go back from being heartless. So Sora was able to heal, which Leah and the others didn't. They weren't able to heal. Because they weren't able to heal, Roxas starts out as almost this clone of a puppet, which we are able to do in Castle Oblivion. We create a puppet of Riku, right? Now, what being so cool is because Roxas is able to feel things. The whole principle of 358 days is the amount of time that Roxas has on alive, right? And the organization. And he starts to feel things, and he starts to feel things, and he starts to feel things, and he starts to feel things. Then as Axel is like, no, you can't feel things, you're nobody. Yeah, but I feel things, right? And then because of that, in the second game, which is beautiful, is Axel start to feel things. Because he's able to start to feel things and think that Xehanort, all thing is a lie. So the fact that he was able to feel things, and the best thing about it is, Axel doesn't betray. He doesn't betray the Organization 13 because he doesn't like them. He just likes Roxas. Sora, you're Roxas? I'm going to help you out. That's the only reason as to why. That's the only reason as to why. And out of the bunch, he's the only Organization 13 that end up redeeming himself, which is beautiful. And then the coolest thing is being able to heal himself and come back to Leah. Once again, we remember Leah from Birth by Sleep, right? And it's amazing because he plays such an important role in Dream Drop Distance. Again, it's a game I didn't play a lot, It plays such an important role in a sense of, okay, I'm gonna heal myself. Okay, I'm able to do this. I'm able to do that, and it's a beautiful thing. Because at the end of the day, we want Axel to be one of the. Axel is as important as, in this case, as Mickey, as important as Riku. See, I didn't talk about Mickey because, again, I don't think Mickey's that important, but I think Axel's important. So again, beautiful story and really, 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 really like Kingdom Hearts. On that note, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Okay, good. Good. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna go work out. How much battery do you have? How much battery do you have? 30%, you're good. You're still good. You're still very, very good. Okay, good. Now we're gonna be working out. I won't lose my mind. No losing my mind. Everything will be fine. Know that I'll be alright. Then I'll be alright. No losing my mind. Everything will be fine. Know that I'll be alright.